Hey everyone, and welcome back to the show that asks you to pull up your chairs, get out your books, and join us at the table. Today we're going to be finishing all those words, the Inventor from the Paizo playtest that we got earlier this month, actually. We're going to be doing part 3. Earlier we kind of did part 1 and part 2, and now we're going to be covering the last part, which is companions. So if you like your robots, well, come on down. We're going to be talking about how to make robots. And without further ado, let us introduce the two people who will be sitting here at the table with you, starting with my man, Mr. Michael Powell. Tell him who you are and where we can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
Well, today I am Dr. Michael Powell, and PJ, flip the switch.
Hold on. Flipping the switch.
Wrong switch.
Wrong switch. Reflipping switch. There we go.
It's alive! It's alive!
It's a light.
It's a light,
It's a
yeah.
light.
It's a light. Yeah, it's a light.
Before we started, Michael Powell was like, PJ, I got this great idea for a gag. We'll just start the show off with. I'm like, all right, dude, let's go for it. And there you go. But please, without further ado, Mr. Michael Powell, tell us who you are and where we can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
Well, I'm Michael Powell. You can find me all over the internet on my social medias, which is usually at Mr. Kapow. That's M-R-K-A-P-A-O. And how about you?
My name is PJ McGaw. You can find me everywhere on the internet at pj.mcgaw. That's right. You can find me Instagram, Facebook, probably a Google search or two, and also TikTok. And when I'm not here Tuesdays with my man, Mr. Michael Powell, I'm here Wednesdays for our Homebrew Pathfinder 2nd Edition show, Edge of Legend. And I'm really looking forward to having you guys come tomorrow night because we had a crazy episode with goblins. There was a very famous goblin with a very big hat, and I'm curious to see where the heroes go from there. But without any other stalling or distractions, the Inventor has been a very long and arduous journey, full of inventions, innovations, something called a Megaton Strike, which is the most busted thing. I'm both inspired and offended, and don't change a thing, Paizo, it's beautiful. But holy crap.
Fantasy nuke. It's a fantasy nuke.
But it could be like a punch. It could be like what your robot
Oh my god,
does.
I just realized
anything.
something. It's
What's
One
that?
Punch Man's punch.
Good old Belodia punch from, oh god, I forgot his full name, but Jin. It's insane, either way.
It's the Falcon Punch. It's also a Falcon Punch.
Absolutely. So if you like a class that has tons and tons of customization, personal touches, basically allows you to do anything you want in and out of combat. Do you want to heal? You can do that. Do you want to tank? Probably. Do you want to blow up people's faces and make them completely undistinguishable to their loved ones? Megaton Strike at level 4. You can do everything, each with your own little stank of flavor on it.
Yeah. And if you want, I believe the first half of our Inventor video is up right now on our YouTube channel, which is just do a search on Nat20 Productions on YouTube, I believe. Right, PJ?
Yes, you can do that, or you can also do Edge of Legend, which will take you to our homebrew show. From there, you can go to our main page. Yeah, we're looking for a few more supporters just to like and subscribe, and once we do, we can actually start having, like, YouTube /Nat20 Productions and have an easier time sharing the wealth with our lovely legends. And but yeah, so today, after going over the craziness that the Inventor has, let's talk about robots. You can call them robots. I call them robots. Call them whatever you will. But you're basically like build-a-bearing your own mech warrior of and for destruction. And we're going to go over the playtest rules for that.
Oh, PJ, I just realized something. Right off the bat, a construct companion could also be the Frankenstein monster.
It could.
Yeah.
I think, well, let's go into the details. I don't know if it has to be metallic.
Well, you could stretch a skin-like material over a robot.
now we're just getting like super dark.
Well, it's like the Frankenstein guy from the original Dragon Ball anime.
Yeah, Android 8. Oh my god, I'm shocked I remember that, dude. Yeah. Android 8 was a good guy, though. He was, he was a good
He liked flowers.
He was so sweet. Yeah. But without further ado, Let's get started. So on page 26 of the playtest material sent out by Paizo, that's where this whole thing starts. The bottom left column. It says a construct companion is a loyal, semi-sentient construct who follows your orders. It possesses roughly the same, I gotta scroll back up, same intelligence as an animal. Your construct companion has the minion trait and gains 2 actions during your turn if you use the command a minion action to command it. This is kind of similar to the animal companion. If your companion is destroyed, you can spend 1 day of downtime and attempt a crafting check with a high DC for your level. On a successful check, you rebuild your companion. You can have only 1 construct companion at a time, and you can have either a construct companion or an animal companion, but not both. This is good because, speaking as a GM who's been working with our local druid on companions, this could get busted really fast if you have both.
Yeah.
Putting that out there.
But I'm also wondering if you could have a... Does a familiar count as an animal companion?
You know, from what I've read, it does and it doesn't. It counts as a companion for the sake of having, if you will, a minion. It can be used in combat. However, most familiars don't have the exact same combative stats as most companions do.
Yeah.
So they're not going to be operating with the same wavelength as a companion would, but they definitely can.
Because I'm wondering, what if you're either a inventor who has a witch archetype or a witch archetype with a inventor archetype, witch class with a inventor archetype? Would you have both the construct companion and also the witch's familiar?
That is also a very interesting question. I think Jack can also weigh in on this. You know,
How would you rule it? How would you rule it?
Very fair. I think first of all, it really comes down to what's the intention of the player, and you go from there. Because like the witch is really heavily based on their familiar as part of their mechanic, you know, with magic and casting and things like that. But the inventor, the companion, is something you build to do things for you in combat, to handle combat for you, for lack of a better word. So I feel like if you want to have a witch, you could maybe merge the 2 concepts so that the companion is there for the magical aspect, but you're not going to get all the benefits a familiar would give. It really
because there's
depend.
also other archetypes like familiar master or something. I forgot what it's called. But also, one of the reasons I'm asking you this because Robo Kitty Megaton Strike.
I mean, hey, look, you can just make the companion look like a cat. We've all seen Samurai Pizza Kittens. Or
I was about to say, so you're telling me Samurai Pizza Cats is possible.
Absolutely. Listen, if you want to make Samurai Pizza Cats, if you want to make the world's smallest Gundam, if you want to make Metabots and all kinds of things, this is how you do it. This is the way to really get hands-on with the meat and potatoes of your Robo sidekick.
In chat, we have Lady Delaney asking, they are psychically connected and can telepathically communicate with their witch, right?
I do believe there are certain familiar abilities that allow that, yes.
Yeah.
What's weird is that I think they do this as a part of customizing your familiar as you level up, because innately the senses through your familiar aren't as all-encompassing as they used to be. They can become that eventually. I believe you still can telepathically communicate with your familiar for a certain tether of distance.
Yeah, because this is what I'm picturing, like that witch inventor or inventor witch is essentially a Ghibli movie.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, big time.
Yeah. Oh, and Reap Psyche posted, as long as I can also have the B-52s do my theme song. That is very, very fair.
I think this would be like the make or break. It's like, hey, GM, I want to do this. And the GM's like, okay, maybe. What's your goal? This. Cool. Any other requests? B-52s. Deal. And there you go. Otherwise, deal breaker.
Yeah.
Walk away.
Yeah. I need Rock Lobster to play as I walk into a tavern.
I want people to know that I am the Love Shack. I am the Love Shack baby. If you don't know this, then why am I here? What is
that's
happening?
PJ's nickname. right?
No,
The Love Shack.
No, maybe but it wasn't college. No. But before I bury myself deeper in this awkward Love Shack conversation, let's please, for love of God, get on with the item,
All right.
invention, the Inventor Companion.
Do you mind if I read the next part?
Go right ahead.
It's very short. Riding construct companions. You or an ally can ride your construct companion as long as it's at least one size larger than the rider, which means you could have huge construct companions. You could literally, oh my god, you could have a Zoid.
Oh God! Oh, that's a good one. Yes, as you level up your companion, much like Animal Companion, its size will grow relative, of course, to its current size. So if you are a small or medium creature, let's just call it a mecha goblin, your roboblin, could grow bigger and bigger to the point where you can start riding your roboblin. It's absolutely rules as written.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing, prototype construct companions. The following are the base statistics for a prototype construct companion. The first construct companion, most characters get. A companion has the same level you do. As you gain levels, you might make further adjustments as your companion grows more powerful. Construct companions calculate their modifiers and DCs like you, but with one difference. The only item bonuses they can benefit from are to speed, which is really important because trying to make magical items for a certain badger does create some interesting moments. So yeah, this is basically the start of the beginning of creating your companion, like the building block for your creation.
In chat, really quick, Lee Denaney posted, "Could I make a Tauntaun companion?" I want to say, if I'm your GM, I'm gonna say yes. And the cockpit, you have to go up into its stomach.
But it's always gonna be warmer on the inside. And smell worse.
Yeah, it smells a lot worse.
Yeah, you can absolutely make a Tauntaun companion. And then give it machine guns. Because why not?
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. Why don't we start with the construct trait and then go from here as we start the building blocks of your robot.
All right. So, construct trait. A construct companion has the construct trait, of course. It isn't a living creature, nor is it undead, which, full-on Frankenstein, not possible. Unless you clear it with the GM first, but I feel you're at least gonna be archetyping into necromancy at that point.
Yeah, which in that case, like, I don't know, do you want to make like a Terminator? Like have this giant robot construct with like dead flesh over it? Could be really fun. Could also be extremely friggin' gross.
It's a complete horror show.
It's an absolute horror show.
All right. Next up is proficiencies. Your construct companion is trained in its unarmed attack, unarmored defense, all saving throws, perception, acrobatics, and athletics. Construct companions can't use abilities that require greater intelligence, such as coerce or decipher writing, even if trained in the appropriate skill, unless they have an ability that specifically allows them to do so.
There is, and I think we covered this in part 2, because part 1, the features were so heavy and dense. But in part 2 of the Inventor series, there are feats that the Inventor can take that gives their companions proficiency in social and mental skills and allows them to use those to those ends. I don't believe they can do advanced skill checks, but yeah, you could basically create a robot with a semi-conscious learning protocol and be like, "Hi, I am C-3PO, human cyborg relations. I also have a chest-mounted laser cannon."
Yeah, PJ, I just realized something. I don't know if you saw this from Paizo or not. A while back, they announced they're going to be releasing a new supplement, and one of the reveals was the android ancestry.
Ooh, interesting.
And I just had a really interesting idea. Say you're a inventor with a construct that has all the stuff that we were talking about, and your inventor ends up dying. That would be a really cool concept. Be like, you know what? I want to play my construct companion now as an android. Kind of like Data from Star Trek, or, you know.
I could definitely see that. I think in a fantasy setting, it would be very interesting, also very rare. That would have to be like a very rare or uncommon
Yeah.
ancestry. I would love to see that in Starfinder. I think androids are already a thing in Starfinder as an ancestry, but I would love to see that kind of in both worlds, but
Yeah,
with
well,
two
the
vastly
new
different.
supplement. The new supplement said that it's going to be an official ancestry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know
So
what? Hey, power to it when it comes out. We'll see what it's like.
yeah.
Maybe we'll talk about it.
All right.
But that being said, we did proficiencies,
Size.
size. Your construct companion is either small or medium, chosen by you when you first gain this companion. So this goes back into writing it. You want a Tonto jump on it? Do you want to ride that pony? Unfortunately, it's got to be one size larger than you. So if you're a gnome or a goblin or a halfling or anything small, saddle up, cowboy. You're riding a robo horse. Otherwise, tough luck.
Yeah. Next up is strikes. Your construct companion has two kinds of melee unarmed attacks. Its first unarmed attack deals 1d8 bludgeoning damage. Depending on the shape of your construct, this unarmed attack could be a fist, a tendril, or similar form. Its other unarmed attack deals 1d6 slashing or piercing damage, which you choose when you first gain the companion, and has the agile and finesse traits. Depending on the size and depending on the shape of your construct, this unarmed attack could be a spine or spike, jaws or fangs, retractable blade, or other similar form.
So bottom line, this is where you get to decide the fluff of it. Mechanically, you're going to have one blunt weapon doing 1d8, so that's going to be your powerhouse, but, you know, limited to only blunt damage. If you want slashing and piercing, that's going to be 1d6, which, I mean, I get why they do that. I would suggest why not just give everything 1d8, but I think they really want to limit the thing at the beginning of the process.
It's actually also very similar to the Summer's Eidolon, which, if you want to check out, we have a video up on our YouTube channel.
That's true. We play tested the Summoner, and sometimes the Eidolon can do some crazy damage at level 20. Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. All right.
So, the ability modifiers. A construct companion begins with the base ability modifiers. A strength modifier of 3, a dex modifier of 3, a con modifier of 2, an intelligence modifier of -4. So this guy won't be doing your taxes anytime soon. Wisdom of +1, and a charisma of 0. So what's great about this is they kind of solve the problem of the 2-for-1 stat array. So it's like, oh, I have a 17. What does that mean? It means, sadly, that stat's still a +3. It only becomes a +4 at 18. But instead of worrying about all that, all the companions just have this stat array. You know, the modifier's a +3. That's what it is. So it really makes it easy. I like it. I like that system.
All right. Next up is the hit points. How tough how tough your construct is. Your construct companion has 10 hit points plus a number of hit points equal to 6 plus its constitution modifier for each level you have. While constructs are usually immediately destroyed at 0 hit points, your construct companion is broken at 0 hit points instead and can be repaired without spending a day to recreate it. If it takes damage again while broken this way, or if it becomes broken in this way more than twice within 10 minutes, it is destroyed.
I like that because that makes your companion a little special, and I think all players want to feel like they're a little special compared to like normal NPCs or normal. Quick shout out to the chat. Hello, Arthur Melbourne. Awesome to see you as always, my dude. It's great talking to you in the Q&A, and it's great talking to you on the Discord. Also, Lady Delaney. Hi, awesome to see you. Hope things are going great over there. You asked about the damage between a tiger versus a bat as to why they have different damage types and levels. Obviously, I guess it's their size and their power and their ability. But if you make a robo bat or a robo tiger, it doesn't matter because they're still doing 1d8 or 1d6. So as long as
if anything, imagine, I guess you could say, I don't know, the bat wings could. Oh my god, maybe the bat wings. It's kind of like a Pokemon, a Zubat, like supersonic.
Dude, I was thinking once you get this thing flying, you can ride your companion. You're now, and if you take a few levels of Alchemist, you're now Norman Osborn. You're the Green
Yeah,
Goblin on
yeah,
your backlighter throwing bombs at people.
yeah. Or you have a Robo Falcor, and you go, yeah.
Just don't make a robo. What was the name of the horse that dies in the swamp?
Oh god, I forgot.
I forgot. Well, either way, let's go on. We're dealing with the immunities now of your Roboblin
Yeah,
or your Robo
Lady Delaney
Construct.
really likes the Robo Falcor idea.
Those all caps tells me everything I need to know.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's talk about immunities. PJ, take it away.
All right, your construct companion is immune to bleed. Try it again. Immune, not immune. Immune to bleed, death effects, disease, doomed, drained, fatigued, healing, that's important to remember, necromancy, non-lethal attacks, paralyzed, poisoned, sickened, and unconscious. That's 13 conditions that will not affect this creature. Because the construct isn't a living creature, effects that heal living creatures can't help but recover hit points. Restoring hit points to it requires using the repair action or other means that can restore hit points to objects and non-living creatures. So if you have this robot companion, the cleric won't be able to help out. You're going to have to, hands-on approach to fix this creature.
All right, next up is senses. Your construct companion has normal vision, hearing, and touch, but no sense of smell or taste. Once again,
Story of my life.
yeah. Oh yeah. I was going to say, so pretty much Data from Star Trek.
Yeah, and it makes sense because why would you want to give them smell or taste? It's like, all right, robot, here comes the crude oil I need to pour inside your body. No, thank you. No, thank you. Let's see. Speed. Your construct companion has a speed of 25 feet. Simple.
All right. Oh, next we get to talk about this is the fun part about construct companions. We get to talk about the 3 different, I guess you could say, the quarterly versions of the construct companions, which are Advanced, Incredible, and Paragon. I'll take care of, I guess, Advanced. Advanced construct companions. To improve a prototype construct companion to an advanced construct companion, usually a result of one of your class feat choices, make the following adjustments. Increase its strength, dexterity, constitution, and wisdom modifiers by 1. Increase its unarmed attack damage from 1 die to 2 dice. For instance, 1d8 to 2d8. Increase its proficiency rank for perception and all saving throws to expert. Increase its proficiency ranks in intimidation, stealth, and survival to train. If the construct is your innovation and it was already trained in those skills from a modification, increase its proficiency rank in those skills to expert. And you can change your companion size to small, medium, or large. This is actually very interesting, which means, yes, you could essentially turn it into a Zoid, or you could be more like, I guess you could say, kind of like Q from James Bond, and make it a little bit more compact and small, like a Pokemon.
Absolutely. And I have to confirm, and chat, if you know this, please confirm with me. I was looking in the book and I was looking at these things. In the past, there was a size penalty. So if you were a certain size, below normal or medium, for lack of a better word, your dice would actually shrink 1 level. The idea being that because to use a weapon relative to your size would make that weapon less the same size, density, and power of a weapon of regular size. So what would be a great sword would probably be more of a short sword to a smaller, tiny creature. So it would be a few dice down. Looking at the words here and the words in the book, it looks like size no longer has that penalty. So you could, in theory, make a tiny robot that punches for 1d8 damage and stabs for 1d6 and all the other perks that come along with it. You can basically, you can make battle bots.
Yes.
you can have a battle bots in Pathfinder Arena, and it totally fits. You can go anywhere and be like, well, the gladiatoriums have been shut down because y'all too bloodthirsty. We keep losing gladiators, and that's not right. So, or they keep getting injured. So we're going to do robot gladiators.
PJ, I also realized something else. If you go small, if you really want to go to small, you could have a Beyblade.
Oh, God. Yeah, battle dreidels.
Let it rip!
I hated Beyblade. I hate it. I remember watching.
I like Beyblade. I still have a couple of my old Beyblades. Beyblades are combat dreidels.
Oh yeah, they're battle dreidels. I've been saying that for years, and that's great. Like, don't get me wrong, love the dreidel game, love the concept. It was really hard to buy the anime when they're letting it rip, and they're like, the power of the Kraken lives in my heart. Friendship will make me win. No, it's random luck and centrifugal force and momentum.
That's essentially Pokemon as well, okay?
Okay, but at least Pokemon has things like agency, free will, and flamethrowers. There's a big difference. Anyway, but yeah, and also saying hi to everyone in the chat. Hello, TriggerChan89. Great to see you, Maynard, for the win. Lady Delaney asks, they don't eat, right? No, the constructs don't have to eat. They don't have to eat. So,
but I will say they do need upkeep at least, right?
Basically, what you need to do is you need to spend a downtime if they're broken or destroyed to repair them. You can repair them in combat, I believe, with one action to restore a certain amount of HP, I believe, related to a medicine check. Also, when you get innovations to them, you have to spend time to integrate or switch out innovations. And as you put in our second part of the Inventor Playtest, as you level up, your ability to change and switch out innovations becomes grossly fast.
Maynard posted, I convert bioorganic material to fuel. You eat people. I eat whatever I want.
I eat what I eat. The people don't matter. They are
Oh my god.
I
just realized this. You can also make Bender from Futurama.
Oh, dude, on the Instagram story, I put a picture of Bender, because that's Bender. He's a robot.
Yeah.
And if anyone wonders why I ever pronounce robots as a robot, blame Futurama. All right, so the next part of this bad boy, incredible construct companions. To improve an advanced construct companion to an incredible construct companion, you make these following adjustments. Strength and dex are increased by 1, and constitution wisdom modifiers are increased by 2, which is amazing, because at this point you probably have like a 5. You have a 5 strength on that companion.
Yeah.
Which is the only thing you're going to need for a while. And having more con and more wisdom is going to help with your HP and your saves. It deals +2 additional damage with unarmed attacks, and they all become magical. I don't know how, but congratulations, you got magical digits. Increases proficiency ranks in athletics, acrobatics, unarmored defense to expert. Its attacks become magical, allowing them to get past resistances to non-magical attacks. So now what you have here is a robot that's swinging, 2d8 plus 5 damage and attack. I think you can make him do 1 to 2 attacks a round, depending on how you spend the 2 actions this companion has. I lied. 2d8 plus 7, because you do 2 additional damage. And, pardon me, coffee makes you burp, apparently. And they're magic, so they're going to be resisting most things.
Yeah, I just realized something. The fact that its attacks become magical and all that stuff. You're essentially, you have access to magic tech from Final Fantasy.
Oh my god. Oh, that's amazing.
Which also brings me full around to something I've told PJ many, many times. We're in a Final Fantasy world. I want to suplex a train.
I'll say this. Maybe not as a human character. By that I mean a squishy mortal being from 1 to 20. But maybe when we go to Ra's house party, when you are a god, you could suplex a train. I think that's something that a god would absolutely do. And I want to confirm this because I really want to compare. Yep, there it is. Okay, interesting. I'll get to this after we finish this next one, the Paragon, the final Paragon companion part. Why don't
All
you take
right.
that home, Mr. Michael Powell?
Alrighty. Paragon Construct Companions. To improve an incredible Construct Companion to Paragon Construct Companion, make the following adjustments. Increase its strength, dexterity, constitution, and wisdom modifier by 1. Increase its proficiency rank for unarmed attacks to expert. Increase its proficiency ranks for unarmored defense, athletics, acrobatics, saving throws, and perception to master. And increase its unarmed attack damage from 2 dice to 3 dice, and its additional damage with unarmed attacks from 2 to 4.
Oh, okay. Let's talk math for a second. Everyone's worst and best favorite part of this game. Okay, so now your basic strength bonus and dex bonus is going to be a +6. And then your ability to hit is now expert. Paragon Construct Companions, I believe the Construct Companions' ability to level up is very similar to the Druids. So if you're familiar with Druids and how they level up their companions, it's like level 4, level 8, and then I believe the Paragon's at level 12? No, 14. So level 14, this thing's now a Paragon, if you choose this Robit to be the best there ever was. That means its bonus to hit is going to be 14 plus 4 plus 6. It's going to be 20, hold on, 18. It's going to be about 20, 24 to hit. And it's doing 3 dice plus 10. Three dice plus 3d8 plus 10 for 1 strike. That's not including the Megaton strike.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Damage.
Oh, what, PJ? What is it going to become if you do add the Megaton strike?
So
let's look back on the Megaton strike. I feel we need to know about that. We need to know this.
Hey, this is your Big O punch, my dude. If you're gonna make Big O and you're hitting hard with that, you got to do it. So
Yeah,
level
Megaton
4,
strike.
I believe when you have 3 dice, it's 8. It jumps up to 8 dice.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get
the strike hits. It deals double damage to the usual number of weapon damage dice. So 2 for a weapon without striking rune, 4 for a striking rune, 6 for a greater striking rune, and 8 for a major striking rune. So if you enchant your construct as well with a major striking rune, on top of all that,
Mm-hmm. Oh God.
You essentially have you have fantasy Big O nuke.
Hold on, I gotta do the math. Oh no, this hurts my soul. Okay, I don't know if I'm doing this all right. So, at 14, when you become a Paragon, you get 3 weapon dice, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you put a major striking rune, which in theory is a 17th level rune, your construct is 14th level. You might be able to get away with that. There's some wiggle room there. 3 levels. So let's just say you get the +3 major striking rune. That is another 3 dice on top of that, which means that's about 6d8. Now you're adding the other 8, meaning the baseline for 1 attack from your construct is 14d8 plus 10, non-crit. On a dirty, stanky, filthy crit that will make me cry, that is a 28d8 plus 20 for 1 strike. Think about that. Why has God forsaken us? It's because of 28d8 plus 20.
My God. Like I said, you have a walking nuke on your team. You have oh my God.
This is your big O punch.
Yeah.
This is when your theme song starts kicking in. You get all like teary-eyed as you're talking about your love and your memories, and you beat the MacGuffin to death, or the BBEG. I should also state, now this is something you have to remember, and this is why companions can get busted, is that this is a 2-action ability. Megaton Strike will require all your minions' actions for their turn. Okay, that's still pretty good. On a crit, that's a 28d8 plus 20. But what we're forgetting is that the Inventor still has 2 actions of their own after commanding Megaton Strike. They can still attack themselves. And I believe Megaton Strike does not have to be limited to just your... Yeah, it's limited to just your innovation. Yeah. But still, you can still attack with whatever you have on you.
Honestly, I think if they somehow survive that Megaton Punch, that Megaton Strike, your Inventor, if they somehow survive it, at the most, your Inventor would kind of just need to go there and go, oh, you're still alive? And just kick him in the shins. They're dead.
Rip Psyche, thank you for doing the math. The 28d8 plus 21 strike from your Robo Goblin is capable of doing 48 to 248 damage. And let's reiterate, those strikes are magical for the case of bypassing resistance. Also, because you can put runes on that mother trucker, you can also have runes that will enhance the damage by another d6, or giving it another type of damage so they can bypass more damage.
PJ, I just also realized something. Also, we're also not taking into account in other stuff like spells that might potentially allow you to enlarge your construct companion.
No. Well, the good thing is that at least it will make it bigger, but the spell itself should give the benefit of what that size does.
But I'm just saying, flavor-wise, imagery-wise, that is your final finale, like, OMG, a final attack.
That is... When you... Oof,
that is your Ragnarok attack.
Yeah, it is.
Your Knights of the Round.
We need to do some math, and we need to do a poll. Maybe we'll do the poll. But I want to know, of all the classes we've covered so far, limited to what we've covered so far, if there's some crazy shenanigans that happens from a main class we haven't touched on yet, that's not in this poll. I want to figure out what is the most powerful one-hit attack that we've covered so far. Because I want to say it's this Megaton Strike from a Robo Goblin, but I don't have proof. Because we've covered some insane bonuses for the Summoner, some unruly power from the Magus. And Sydney, who's in the chat, hello, Sydney, she'll tell you the Magus is also busted. So I'm here for it. I want to know.
I'm wondering if, will at least a single damage will a Megaton Strike with all the bells and whistles out damage a wizard's spell, or highest spell cast?
That's that's a very good question. I will posit this. Instead of a wizard spell casting, me and the players of Edge of Legend, we had a really fun chill session, because if you saw our last episode, my players are now level 3. Welcome to the Trace. And that sounds like a really bad sports line. But I was talking with everyone's favorite cleric about a little spell called Harm. And Harm is busted. It starts off at a D8, and if you choose to become a Harm Priest, meaning you specialize in harm instead of healing, that D8 can become a D10. It takes 3 actions, just like Heal does. 1 allows you to cast it at range, 1 allows you to cast it with a little extra stank on it, and 1 allows it to be an AoE. It is heightened 1 for 1, meaning every level you put into that spell, it grows in rhythm. So if you have a level 10 harm with 2 actions, you're now doing, if I'm correct on this, about 10 to 11 D10 plus, hold on, I gotta think more math. 8 plus, no, can't be 80. Is it? No, that's offensive. But let's just say it is. Yeah, so it might be 10d10 plus 80 at level 10. Now, granted, you only get 1 level 10 spell a day. But if you want to throw a harm at level 10 using 2 actions to just give the bad touch, whew.
Oh, if Sydney's Alona goes harm priest, I want her to get tattoos on her knuckles. One says, heal, heal, the other harm.
All right, I'm gonna do a little bit of flexing. So I played another system I love to roll is the Dragon Age system. It's a 3d6 system that uses stunt points. It's very fun. And I had a Templar who used Knuckles, War Dusters is what I call them. Kind of inspiration for Morel. Spoilers. And I eventually got to do it so I could put runes in the War Dusters. And there were a rune for every type of villain. So when I punched them, I could do specialized damage just about anything I'm fighting. And we named them Thoughts and Prayers. So every time I fought someone, I could say things, I'm so sorry to hear this. You have my thoughts and prayers. Crack! And just punch a demon. Reaching out to the chat, Wither King, I almost missed it again. Please don't tell me you're ending the stream when the ad ends. No, we are not. We are covering the third part of the Inventor. I think we pretty much hit the end here, but we'll give you a quick catch-up, Wither King. Busted. The companion is busted. At level 14.
Megaton Strike.
Just, it's insane. At level 14, we've done the math. If you get a companion, level 14, with a +3 greater major striking rune and do Megaton Strike, you can do, on a crit, mind you, on a crit for one strike, 28 D8 plus 20. So that's the TLDR.
Yeah.
Busted. This thing
Dirty. So dirty.
Yeah.
So dirty. And
Wither King, give me the build now.
oh, PJ,
Sorry.
you owe me a drink. I told you, we could definitely fill at least 45 minutes with the first half.
Hey, that's fair. I owe you a drink. Then again, I also owe you a drink for Halloween, which once COVID is over, I would love to buy that bottle of whiskey.
Yeah, let's see. So anyway, you know what? Any final thoughts on, honestly, any final thoughts first on the Inventor playtest?
Oof. Oh, that's a very good question. Well, let's open this up also to the chat before we go for an extra long build session. My final thoughts on the Inventor is, first of all, if I have to compare the Inventor to the Gunslinger as far as utility, power, roleplay, and rewarding the gamer, rewarding the player, I have to tragically say the Inventor just outpaces the Gunslinger in fun, damage, options, roleplay. There's so much to this class, and I remember going into it honestly believing, oh, this is Paizo trying to respond to the responding to the Artificer, which is just that system responding to the Alchemist, But I honestly feel like they've created something truly unique and fantastic. And I'm a little disappointed that the Gunslinger isn't quite packing the heat it used to.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you there. Same here. I'm a huge fan of Westerns, and I came in on this playtest thinking, oh, I'm gonna love the Gunslinger. I want to play a cowboy. I want to play the man with no name, the drifter, and the Inventor, little just afterthought. But after, honestly, us deep diving in both of these playtests, I much rather play the Inventor now. Much my, honestly, huge surprise.
Yeah. And I think it's just because the flexibility, because not only with the Inventor can you specialize in a very unique creation that will do its job amazingly, but you can also take one feat that allows you to heal.
Yeah.
1d4 plus, I think, plus your intelligence modifier that levels up as you do. So now you're giving the cleric a break, especially if you got nothing else to do. You can heal people. Also, you can provide debuffs to the enemy. Pretty solid debuffs. So you don't have a bard or investigator. You have someone that can take that job just as well. And furthermore, because you're overdrive and your ability to share overdrive with gadgets and whatnot, you not only have a character that can dump almost 250 damage around, you can also have a character that can, while doing that, still heal the party or buff the party or buff the party at the beginning of the day and still heal in combat, and also debuff your enemies. This is such an amazing class, and I don't want it to change, but I know for the sake of balance, it'll probably have to, which is a tragedy.
I'm really quick. I'm trying to look up the different interventions of the Inventor, just so we can kind of go over them really quick for people who haven't yet seen our deep dive first part video, which is up on our YouTube channel.
Go ahead. While you're looking for that, I'll talk to the chat and say hello for a bit. Dalvin makes a good point. The 2-action version that of Harm that does the +8 is only for when you're using it to heal the undead. That is a very good stipulation, and that is my fault. I saw the math, and I kind of put 2 and 2 together, and I got 5. But he's not wrong. Or they're not wrong. Apologies, Dalvin. When you're using Harm as a 2-action cast, that's only to heal undead that you get the +8. Because I want to make sure if I'm giving information, I'm giving the right information. Yeah. Wither King also said, how does the Inventor compare to the Artificer? That is a great question. Here's the biggest difference between these two. The Inventor is mundane. So everything you're doing is hands-on, right? There's mechanics for building, repairing, maintaining, creating, switching and customizing on the go. Everything you do is real. The Artificer is basically a palette swap of a wizard. So it's like if you create a magical item, you're not really creating something. You're taking a preset bonus, throwing maybe a little bit of flavor on it, but you're just regurgitating what the book says you can do. There's not much in the way of creativity, only in taking the information and putting a new bit of flavor on it.
Yeah, it's definitely it's basically as you said, a palette swap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you lay a template on something.
Exactly. So the Artificer, if you enjoy it, enjoy it. The whole thing about all this stuff is have fun.
Exactly. Oh, and I found the innovations. The 3 different innovations of the Inventor are armor, which is basically your Iron Man or your common riders. Then you have your construct, which is your BattleBot, Beyblade, Big O, giant robot in pretty much any anime. And then your weapon, which is pretty much oh god, what is it? The villain from that one movie, The Fifth Element, with that giant gun.
Oh,
that does everything.
Yeah. The Gary Oldman gun, where like you put a tracker on someone, and then no matter where you shoot, the bullets go to that tracker.
Exactly. And honestly, with the weapon, you could easily flavor the Inventor into a gunslinger at that point.
Yeah, and it's like a Doc Brown type.
Yeah.
Where it's like they're really good with guns, not because they're a gunslinger, but because they've built for them the perfect gun.
Exactly.
Lady Delaney asked you a question, Mr. Michael Powell, saying, is that the part that intrigued you about the Inventors, the hands-on aspect?
Oh, exactly. Totally. That's really what... The fact that, much like... I feel me and PJ, we're on the same wavelength here because we both love options when it comes to classes like this. And the fact that it allows you to have so many different options that you could create essentially whatever's in your imagination, really. And of course, Megaton Strike. The idea behind Megaton Strike as your final big anime attack.
Now I can't get Big O out of my head. Just like, Big O!
Let's go!
Giant punch. And I think that's what's really cool about this. You get to do everything.
Yeah.
And the thing is that it only gives you maybe one really big, meaty choice, but it is so good that you don't need variations. Like, you don't need variations of the healing ability because it's 1d4 plus, I think, int modifier, or maybe no modifier. I have to double check. But it's 1d4 per your level to one target or an area. That's
essentially a fireball.
It's an area nuke.
It's an area nuke. It's literally an area nuke.
they even talk about that. They say like there's no reason this should work, that your robot is spewing fire and belching fumes and it's healing people, but it is because that's how good you are.
Yeah.
Also, the flavor and fluff of
Oh
this
yeah.
class is hilarious. There's an ability to go called no, I made you, and it's basically you like asserting dominance over your construct when someone tries to control it.
Yeah.
It's
Also,
hilarious.
another thing I really like to point out is every playtest we've seen thus far, they usually include one extra subclass in the final release, like what is it like investigator. In the investigator playtest, they didn't have interrogator.
Hmm.
I feel there's going to be a fourth intervention in the final release.
Ooh, what do you think? What do you think is left to make? You have a companion, you have armor, and you have a weapon. Chat, what do you think? And also, Mr. Michael Powell, what do you think could be a fourth innovation or thing that the inventor could make and utilize in combat?
My guess is going to be something to do with smaller gadgets, kind of like the artificer, but less template. You know, just throwing a template on it. It'll be like small items which you could give to your party.
You know, I think that's very interesting because, like, I have to go back and look through the feats. I want to say there is something you can add onto your weapon that allows it to be a swarm, but if there isn't, I could absolutely see the invention being a subset of the weapon or the companion and have it just be like a swarm of.
Yeah.
I mean, nanobots is a bit advanced, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. Lady Denani, like a tinkerer. Yes, kind of like a tinkerer. Like, hey, maybe, hey, what's a good PJ? What's a really good class that does crowd control? You would say.
In which system? In Paizo, I
Pathfinder.
would say a really good crowd control. I mean, wizard kills or gets rid of them. The cleric has some good options. Sorcerer by proxy.
You know what? Let's go with one of my favorite classes, investigator. Hey, investigator, here's a special little gadget that will help you, you know, help you with the crowd control, like a special tanglefoot bag or something. Or here's a special item that will help you with your investigation, like was Ichabod Crane in the Sleepy Hollow movie with that big head thingy.
Yeah.
Or honestly, there's a lot of options there.
Well, you know, I'd be curious because we are comparing the artificer and the inventor a lot, and I think it's want for comparison. You know, I think the inventor having more damage output astronomically, more options for every aspect of the game. One of the things that the artificer does is usually create small gadgets or even magical trinkets for other people. So what if there was a version of the inventor that focused in sort of mimicking synthetic magic in a physical construct and then could use that synthetic magic in their overdrive gadgets? Because you can build gadgets already to buff the party, but it's kind of a limited thing in that it's added to your main class and not the entirety of it. So yeah, maybe you could be like, I'm pulling fake Aether and pulling Leyline, whatever is with this Leyline pull
So
of fire
you're
9000.
essentially Urza from Magic the Gathering.
I mean, yeah, I think so, and I think that could be a really interesting way to be like, as an inventor, saying magic isn't real, it's just an energy source, you know, and I can basically mimic it if I have the components of magic, you know, and now you're bleeding that line.
Oh, I could definitely see that, and there's a lot of potential in this class, and honestly, more potential. The damage output, I honestly, I think they're gonna nerf it. I really do. I believe they're gonna nerf some of the stuff here.
I think you're right, and it'll be a sad day. I will be very sad when Guns and Gears is released, and the inventor is no longer the 28d8 plus 20 monster, at least for the construct. But the one thing I'm hopeful of is that in doing so, aside from mobility and action feats, they make the gunslinger a bit more able to stand at the higher levels. Because right now, the only thing that really provides a good amount of damage for the gunslinger is the sniper with ghost shot. And I don't think that even gets close to the kind of damage I can do.
Because honestly, gunslinger, to me, it's a support rogue class. That's how I'm seeing it now. It's like a support. It's a support rogue class. And another thing about the Inventor that I also really, really like is it has the potential to work well with any of the core class as an archetype. Like if you're an Inventor Wizard, Inventor Cleric, Inventor Investigator, it works. I can see it working well with pretty much all of the core archetypes.
I would love to see, just for the full-on science bonanza, which is a dumb way of saying that, I'd love to see an Inventor Alchemist combo. You know, like, think about it. Now you have, like, the super scientist who is creating bombs, creating robots, creating fake spells in chemicals, creating mutagens. You can so many fun things you can do that combination.
Like even with classes that you wouldn't normally think would work with a intelligence based class, like Inventor Barbarian. An Inventor Barbarian. This is what I see. A really basically Conan's dad, who's an amazing blacksmith. Inventor with the innovation of weapons, creating. He's basically on a life quest to create the perfect, like, weapon, perfect sword or something like that, sword gadget.
I love that, and what I love about that is that that also gives a massive encouragement to invest in certain skills that aren't min-maxy, but really reward the player for their choices. Like, okay, I'm going to be basically this battle blacksmith, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm going to invest a bunch of skill bonuses into my crafting checks and into my athletics and into my lore. So now not only are you a pretty good fighter, but you have so much bonus to your repair and to build weapons for your friends.
Yeah. Oh, I just got the idea. Basically, what is it? You're basically your Inventor Barbarian. It's kind of like a monster hunter from Monster Hunter, creating these oversized weapons.
I can kind of see that. Now, I've played Monster Hunter since the PS2 games, but I've done so very sporadically. Do you really, like, build the weapons, or you just commission the people with the parts to make them for you?
You commission the people, so basically you would be playing the people you're commissioning.
Ah, that would be cool.
Yeah, because one of my favorite weapons from Monster Hunter, by the way, I'm a hammer bro. Nice. It's basically a giant warhammer with the six-shooter gun revolver as the hammerhead, and when you do the charge-up strikes, you can sometimes like explode.
I love the gun hammer. I'm also a huge fan of the gun lance. I love the spear combo, and you could put different shots in that bad boy, so you can stab people. The tip drops down, and a giant laser beam goes off. But that's not the Inventor right now. But it could be.
But anyway, essentially, my idea is you could still rage with your weapon, because once you have the weapon already all done, it's just you using the weapon while raging. It's not like a concentration thing. Really.
Absolutely, and that's the best part, because as the Inventor, what you build operates as its own, operates by itself. It is a tangible thing in this world. It's not like alchemists, where like if they make a potion to basically to cast a spell, they drink it and they cast a spell. The rules as written state that they really, I think eventually they can with certain feats, but for the most part, their potions that they use to cast their spells from, their formulae, if you will, does not affect anyone but themselves. It is kind of this intangible thing in that it's really just a mechanic to explain why you can be a spellcaster and no one can steal your magic. But what's great about the Inventor is if you build it, it exists. You are proficient in it, and it's hard for anyone else to be proficient in it unless it resembles a thing of which they're proficient. Like, for example, you build a weapon, that weapon's built to be like a broadsword, and you are automatically proficient with that sword. Other people can be. They don't have to be. They probably won't be, but they can be. So if you're like, here, take my sword. It's basically a sword. Just there's a pull start to it. You'll get it.
It's like,
And
oh
next
my
thing
god!
you know,
It could also be Ash's chainsaw hand.
oh my god, I love that. It could also just be a chainsword, good old fashioned for the Emperor. Oh god, you could make an Inventor Barbarian or an Inventor Fighter, and now you have
like
any Space Marine, especially the Tech Marines. Oh my god.
Yeah. But so anyway, for those who are going to be playing these playtest classes, Paizo right now will be running this playtest until February 5th, 2021, and they are looking for your feedback, comments, and criticisms regarding these classes. And I believe you can... Yes, there is a survey up right now that you can respond. It's www.surveymonkey.com/r/GG class survey to let them know. Or also you can let them know on the forums on Paizo.com about what you think about both the Gunslinger class and the Inventor class. And you can ask them, please don't nerf the Megaton Strike because it's ridiculously fun.
I love it. If you have ideas, hopefully we can maybe post a link on our Discord, or if during the break we can repost the link in the chat. If you don't feel like talking directly, you just want to like nerd out, that's why we're here. Nerd out with us. Get in the chat, see what you liked, what you didn't like. Go to the Discord, say what you liked, what you didn't like, and we'll just talk about it together. And then maybe we'll just put up those ideas. All right, everyone. Well, that was the conclusion to our deep, I think the deepest dive yet.
Yeah.
for anything, really, let alone the playtest. So that's the big culmination to the Inventor Part 3, The Companions. How to build yourself the perfect fantasy steampunk robot. And without further ado, we're going to say our goodbyes. This has been a crazy journey. Thank you so much to Paizo for releasing awesome playtests, and we're looking forward to hearing your thoughts. Please join us in the Discord or on YouTube. We'll talk to you then. But until then, please, Mr. Michael Powell, tell them who you are and where they can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
All right. You can find me all over the interwebs on my social media handle, which is at Mr. Kapow. That's MrKapao. Or my Facebook page, which is pretty much my hub. That's facebook.com/Michael Powell Does Stuff, because I do a lot of stuff, such as my YouTube channel, which is Fantastic Tales of Adventure. And on, I believe, Thursday, I will be on live action roleplay as a character called Dante, as we're gonna start a business during the apocalypse, so that should be fun. But I'm also on Thursdays at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the Toyzilla Network. I co-host a show called Toyzilla Live, where we talk about toy news and nostalgia. It's a lot of fun. Hope to see you there. And how about you, PJ? Where can we find you?
Oh, thank you very much. You know me. My name is PJ McGaw. I'm all over the internet at pj.mcgaw, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Come and find me. Let's have a good time. When I'm not here with Mr. Michael Powell on Tuesdays, I'm here Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for the Homebrew Pathfinder 2nd Edition show, Edge of Legend. And the Green War rages on all around them as the heroes just conquered Great King Big Boss. And if you haven't seen it and don't know what I'm talking about, go check it out. It's on our YouTube. It's so much fun. So there's a few other things that are coming down the pike, but we'll talk more about that when we get the chance, including some fun announcements for you lovely legends in the chat. So until then, we'll see you same Nat time, same Nat channel here at the table. Be safe, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.